tell Tre. Jennifer, if you told her to lay down in front of a moving truck, would do it. You know what I mean? Now we have Joe Benigno and his MRI. I mean, come on. Like this, you just hope everything's okay, which I assume it is. I mean, this was filmed at this point like a year ago. But, that's serious life stuff and it takes us out of the show. And we could understand why Margaret would be nervous. But I mean, I assume everything is okay. And I really do, of course, hope it is. Bougie kids. Danielle's throwing her first event and doesn't look like my type of event that I would want to attend, but I shouldn't be a snob. And hey, more power to her, right? She's just starting out, it's working. It's going. Now I love how the story is changing, when we're at Bougie Kids, and it's just kind of changing about who pushed who. And I mean, Jennifer's exaggerating a little bit. I love how Teresa comes in and calls Margaret Satan or refers to her as Satan. I mean, now we have Gia being involved, and man, you guys are in your feelings on this one. Every time Gia speaks up, you guys are in your feelings. But you know what? The more Gia speaks this season, I only could see one thing. I can't not break the fourth wall. And all I can think of is making it in Manhattan. They want little Brooksy Marks to succeed. They want Riley Burris to succeed. God knows why. They want Ariana Behrman to succeed. And Gia is part of this show. So the more they show Gia and the more she has confessionals and the more she has an opinion, all I can think of is making it in Manhattan with these lovely cast members. And we're going to have the Dash children and we're going to have Russell Simmons' child and some big YouTuber. And most of you have slipped into the comments and said, no, you're not in your 20s. Although we do have lots of listeners in their 20s. I also love, we have this audience. First of all, it skews a very wide. We have from early 20s to over 70. We have people over 70 listening to us because you all slip in the comments on YouTube. Yeah, YouTube, it makes sense that we have an older audience on YouTube because, the kids are doing this TikTok thing and I don't know what that's all about, nor do I want to. When I had the intern, she ran the TikTok. I was like, we have 2 members. So if you have 4 members, you've increased our traffic by 100%. She got us up to a couple thousand members, but it is not something I keep up. We have Andrea Lopez on each week as Teresa. She's like, I'm going to tag you all over TikTok. Sarah Fraser tags us all over TikTok. I'm like, I assume people find us somehow that way, but I'm not keeping up with TikTok. I don't want to do it. I told you I don't want to be on social media if it's not making any money. And you have to have look, you can make money on TikTok. Police. Did you see that? Some guy, I forgot who it was, he's going to make $700 million on TikTok this year. Something like that. I'm like, well, the point is, if you're not that, then you make nothing. And I don't want to do it. Okay. And I wouldn't even say if someone wants to run my TikTok for free as an internship, I don't even want that because and I still have to get you things. Like I'm not an asshole. Like when this intern worked for me, I felt like I needed to help her and help develop her. Like that's the point of an internship, right? You're supposed to teach someone something. And I'm like, I'm just so exhausted. I don't have the time to do this. So forget TikTok. But we do have oh yes, I'm lost in the weeds at the moment. I've gone off track, but we have listeners over 70 and I love that. I don't so you guys are all saying, even though some of you are in your 20s, most of you are saying, well, no, I'm 50, I'm 40, I'm 37, I'm 72. I'm not watching a show about the housewife kids. No interest. So the interest level of what I'm seeing isn't so great, although we have Vanderpump Rules, and that started out with a bunch of kids in their 20s who are now like in their 40s. So I think if it's the drama, which I mean, what is Brooks Marks going to get in a fight with Riley because she didn't buy a tracksuit? I don't see the drama behind this one. Again, most of them don't live in Manhattan. Brooks lives in Manhattan. Riley lives in Manhattan. Gia crosses the bridge. Ariana Bierman, I mean, why? We rented her, she rented an apartment. I mean, girl, you should be giving that money for look, you can't rent, you can if you want to rent a studio apartment in New York with a doorman, it's like, I mean, and I'm being generous, it's 5 grand, and that is the least it could be. It can't even really be 5 grand. It's like 5,500, but it could be 5 grand. I guess if you don't have a doorman, you could live for like 4,000. The point is, shouldn't you be giving the 5 grand to your mother? I mean, Kim needs it more than all of us. So I don't know. I'm not excited about making it in Manhattan, but prove me wrong and I'll watch it. I wasn't excited about the Valley, and here we are. Now, let me tell you though. So every time I see Gia, I see her in these confessionals, and I'm like, they're just trying to give Gia a voice before Making It in Manhattan is announced as it's filmed. It's all I can think of. But I don't, you guys are so, I don't mind Gia speaking. I mean, especially, and of course, the huggas, we have some huggas in the back. You huggas, you always take the back row. Don't be afraid of daddy. Come to the front, huggas. Come to the front. We don't have a team here behind the velvet rope. We got issues with Teresa, we call them out. When we have issues with Messy G, Messy G is having a good season because she's, they're giving her up, and let me back that up. Melissa Gorga is not having a good season. The producers are giving her, by the grace of God, a good season because it's been hell. Now it's been hell for Teresa too. I'm not taking sides. They both deserve a good season. I think Erica Jane still deserves a good season. I think, I hate to say it, I think Kyle deserves a break this season. Apparently, according to our friend Sarah Fraser, according to Kyle, Kyle's doing her own interviews that she's the one that's going to bring it this season. All right, Kyle Richards. All right, I'll believe it when I see it, girl. Dorit, your job is in jeopardy. I'm just going to say that just so it gets through to her. Become the evil villain. Dorit, oh my God. She could be like a sniper in the dark with those outfits. And sorry, I love my Dorit. I don't think she's going to do it. I mean, we're like, what, halfway, 80% through the season? Hurry up and film RHOP8 so we can watch it. We have RHOC coming, people. Next, well, this week is RHOC, and we're going to build RHOC into our chats here. So we're going to have to do like half Jersey, half RHOC, and then maybe a little visit from Andrea Lopez as Teresa. I wish she did people from the OC. She does such a good Kristen Cavallari and Courtney. Maybe we'll have Courtney and Kristen back today. I don't know. Can't have both of them. We don't have time. But so I think it's okay. Gia's in the mix. I understand her point. Like mother, like daughter. She's like, you put your name in my mouth, John Fuda. So I understand where Gia is coming from. I don't know why you guys are so bothered by housewives, children having confessionals and having an opinion. I wouldn't be upset if Antonia came out swinging. I wouldn't be upset if, I don't know, other children came out swinging. I mean, God, speaking of Ariana, I mean, Ariana and Brielle have had. I mean, Brooks Marks was in the middle of the drama with Jen Shah where she outed him or whatever she did. I can't even fucking remember about him being gay and this and that. Or she said, yeah, I think she called him a twink and that was outing him because, I mean, a